Coming up next on the Thanksgiving Day edition of the Friday Night Football Frenzy, Wachusett goes for 11-0 as the Mountaineers visit the Holy Name Napoleons. David Prouty looks to continue their dream season as they face Leicester in the Battle of Breezy Bend. St. John's and St. Peter Marian renew their ancient rivalry at historic Fitton Field. In their quest for perfection, the Auburn Rockets host the upset-minded Oxford Pirates. And could the playoffs be on the line as Tantascwa visits the Shepherd Hill Rams? Don't be nervous, the frenzy is next.
Hello everyone, happy Thanksgiving and welcome to the Frenzy. I'm Kevin Shea alongside of Andy Lacombe. What a day. What a day we had for football today. The gods smiling down on the players, the fans, the viewers, and of course us, the media, who get to cover it all.
And you know, a wise man once said, when God gives you a turkey, you roast it. A lot of teams with opportunities on Thanksgiving Day, not to just create memories, but to keep their season going.
Yeah, Wachusett, you look at the Mountaineers right now, coming in with a perfect record, taking on Holy Name. Holy Name with only one loss. Remember how it all played out last year. Wachusett won on Thanksgiving Day. The two met then in the playoffs, and Holy Name won that game. So the rivalry just exploding last year. It continues today on Thanksgiving Day. A packed house at Worcester State, including the Honorable Tommy Duffy, whose nephew Nick, a big part of the Knapp success. Looks like Hulk Hogan with that fake beard.
That was the governor from The Departed in the background.
Third quarter, 10-0 Wachusett. Billy DeRozier's into the land of 6. Now it's a 10-6 game. Knapp's going for 2, and it's number 2. Sean Kelly in for the 2-point conversion. 10-8. Holy Name is within 2. We talk about Nick Fritz being a hitter. Well, here he comes. Nick Fritz. Knocking someone 2 yards deep. Fourth quarter, 4th and 2 for Holy Name. DeRozier getting the first down at the Wachusett 25-yard line. Wachusett brought their hitting hats as well. Eric Darko coming up from his defensive end position. There's Billy DeRozier getting the first down on 4th and 2. Now we bring you to Eric Darko. Bang, big hit. DeRozier bounces off. Mike Bates, bang, big hit. Darko gets back in the picture. DeRozier's going to need an ice bath. He is a tough kid. Both players, both sides very tough. Same drive, another 4th down for Holy Name. Halfback option pass. Off the fingertips, just missing on the receiver. This is why we talk about Fritz as a hitter. Matt LeBlanc running. Oh, my! Oh. Nick Fritz with the hit of the year. Woo!
That's going to get him a diamond.
Last chance for Holy Name. Bates picks it off. Wachusett wins 10-8.
The win, you know, couldn't be a better game. You know, Holy Name's a great team. We came out playing hard. They came out playing hard. We knew we had we knew they were a great team coming in. And, you know, we just showed up to play. Our whole team, our offensive line, defense, offense, all around, we just came out to play. And I'm just happy we won because we ended the season right, you know. We're undefeated now. That's what we want. We want to stay on top.
And winning, it feels great, especially on Thanksgiving. We have such a rivalry with them, especially since it started last year, like where we beat them and then they beat us in the playoffs. Feels great. Remaining undefeated, I can't even tell you how it feels. It feels great.
St. John's, St. Peter Marian, the historic rivalry, 85th edition from Fitton Field. 28-14 St. John's in the third quarter. And this was a very tightly contested first half. And here come the Pioneers. Will Farraco using his speed to the outside, picking up a first down and more. And Farraco just doing all kinds of things here in the quarter. Very next play, Farraco, this time as a receiver. 25 yards for the score, 35-14 Pioneers.
You know what? Farraco's father and uncle played in this game as well as standouts for St. John's.
After a turnover on downs, Griffin Murphy finding Farraco off the tip for yet another Pioneer first down. The Pioneers moving again later in the drive. Murphy with time delivers a strike to Christian Domain. 18-yard touchdown puts St. John's on top 42-14. Matt Higgins and the defense, they would ensure the victory for the Pioneers. St. Peter Marian looking to throw. Higgins with another interception. 42-14, St. John's wins. The Pioneers spoke afterward about the victory and preparations for the playoffs.
I think our offense stepped it up like a ton today. Defense stayed the same. We did great. and coaching stepped it up a lot today too.
We're just gonna have to keep doing what we're doing. You know, we work day in, day out. We work tremendously hard in the practice field, and usually just are always good at carrying it onto the field. So we just gotta keep working hard and doing what we're doing.
Westborough at Algonquin. The Algonquin robotics team firing football teddy bears to the crowd.
They're smart kids there, I tell you.
Late first half, Westborough up 7-0, looking for more. Brian Orlando gets to the outside, breaks a few tackles. Could he be gone? Kevin Cairns, last man to beat, and he tracks him down at the 5-yard line. Next play, Tucker Brady. Tucker Brady following his block. Turns the corner, and Brady's in for the touchdown. 14-0 Rangers at the half. Tony Silva with a great block. Third quarter, Algonquin special teams need a big play, and they get one. Kyle Vaccaro, the punt block. Adam Skopetsky, scoop and score. 30 yards on the scoop and score. It's a 14-7 game. T-Hawks are right back in it. Late in the game, Westborough looking to put the game away. 4th and short. Orlando with a big first down, moving the chains. And it's Orlando capping the drive from 2 yards out. Westborough wins the Mawinnie Walsh Trophy with a 21-7 win over Algonquin. The 7-4 Rangers are on to the playoffs.
It's always nice getting the win on Thanksgiving. A big rival of ours, like, come out, play hard. Just gotta bust your ass, I guess. It's fun stuff though. Hard win. It's a lot of fun though.
Anytime you're gonna win on Thanksgiving Day, it's what you want. Our team came out fired up, ready to go. We were up 14-0 at half. Algonquin came back and did a great job. I mean, they're a quality team. From there, I mean, I can't talk enough about our offense and our 2 running backs right now. They're just getting the job done.
Using words a bald eagle would never use. North Middlesex hosting North Middlesex. North Middlesex hosting, being hosted by Nashoba, rather. Nashoba, first possession out of the fog. Randy Patterson on a nice block from Keenan Labonte, and Patterson is gone for the touchdown. 7-0. Nashoba. North Middlesex then punting. Snap to the up man is high. The Chieftains defense there for the stop, and they take over deep in Patriots territory. Don't forget, Nashoba came back from a 28-0 hole to beat Milford earlier in the year. Will Hurley to Connor Wyan, 30-yard touchdown puts Nashoba up 14-0. So Nashoba, they're pretty much red hot right now. After
And they're
an interception,
busting their...
after an interception, Nashoba, Hurley connecting with Wyan again. The Chieftains first and goal at the 3. I'm not even sure what you're getting at. Next play,
Just
Billy
Brian Orlando.
Lombardo rumbling in, 42-0. Nashoba, a victory. Next stop for the Chieftains, the playoffs.
All right, Milford at Shrewsbury. Shrewsbury up 20-14 at the half. Shrewsbury ball third quarter. Nate Theodos taking the snap and calling his own number, gets a first down. Same drive. Alex Paulina getting the handoff, getting some extra room to work with. 60 yards later, he finishes his pilgrimage into the Holy Land of Six. 27-14 Shrewsbury after the PAT. Fourth quarter now. Shrewsbury ball. Theodos hands it off to Hunter Beckman. He's twirling and breaking tackles like the magician that he is. First down for the Colonials. And that would lead to this. Theodos looking up top and finding Dominic Sassone in the end zone. That's 6 points, folks, and it's 34-14 Shrewsbury after the PAT. Seconds left in the game. Milford ball. Chris Casey going airborne, finds James Brodeur for the touchdown, but that would do it. 34-20, Shrewsbury your winner. Theodos and Terry Wallace after the game.
I thought I played pretty well. Had a few good passes at the same time. There's a lot to improve on. So coming in, we got St. John's, the playoffs, so we'll be working hard. I got a lot to improve on. The team got a lot to improve on, so we're ready for them.
Just got some interesting news, gentlemen. My God, we get a chance at the red team.
Yeah!
All I can say is bring them on. Bring them on. So, hey, we practice Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Hey, baby! I tell you, if we play like this, we can beat anybody. Come on, baby! We come Tuesday, let's go shock the world, baby. Let's go, baby!
Yeah! Who's the red team? Rumble in the River City, the game, Leominster, Fitchburg.
Oh, you fur!
No score, Curtis Ludden. Throws, takes a hit, it's caught by Brett Storo at the 4-yard line. 2 plays later. Cortez Ludden gets in and then gets on the board, 7-0 Blue Devils. Second quarter, Fitchburg punting, high snap. Jared Wilbon, pardon the interruption, recovers in the end zone to put Leominster up 14-0. 1 minute left in the half, fourth down, and Leominster D making a stop at the goal line. Sal's Pizza must be really helping out up there. Third quarter, Fitchburg throwing. Curtis Ludden coming on, making the sack, doing it on both sides of the football. Then Leominster driving, Ludden, QB keeper, and he just sneaks out of the pack. The Plastic City Punisher gets in, discovering the cure for touchdown fever. You know, that's good. That's important in these days of illness. 21-0 Leominster. Fitchburg with the ball now. Cal Phillips throwing to Nolan Connor. Great grab in the end zone, put the Red Raiders on the board, but Leominster wins 21-6. Big one.
About this, they're talking about a cup that stays on Highland Street. I don't care what's going on in Central Mass as far as who's getting in the playoff. You are in a championship game. When you walked in Doherty High in the 9th grade, you said to yourself, on my last game, I want to play for a championship. Well, you are. It might not be the Division I Super Bowl championship, but it's the championship that every Doherty football player who opens his newspaper tomorrow is going to look at and say, how did my team do? You put the answer there. You're either going to be a champ or a chump tonight. You decide whether the A goes in the middle of that word or the U goes in the middle of that word. Let's go. Bring it out with
Sean Mulcahy does not disappoint again. Another great pregame speech on Turkey Day. Doherty and Burncoat. First play from scrimmage. Kenny Bates up top to Edward Frazier. Frazier going down at the 17-yard line of Doherty. And that leads to this. Bates to Josh Gonzalez. Gonzalez put it on the brakes. Good move. Stretches for the end zone, 6-0 Burncoat. Then a great play for the two-point conversion. Burncoat yelling they don't have a T. They snap it to Randy Quarte. He hits Frazier. Two-point conversion, 8-0 Burncoat. Doherty looking to answer. Chris Nelson. Nelson getting the call. Nelson cutting back. Finds room on the sideline. Frazier drawing a beat on Nelson. Knocks him out of bounds at the Burncoat 20-yard line, but the Burncoat defense stiffens after a sack. Yowen Smallwood going deep, and Frazier picks it off. Nice return from Frazier, too. Stepping out of bounds along the Doherty sidelines. Second quarter now, Doherty inside the 10-yard line. Burncoat coming up big again on defense. Huge hit, causing the fumble. The Patriots recover in the end zone. It's a touchback. Doherty, though, wins the Owen Ryder Cup in the Inter-High title. They take it 28-16 in double overtime.
Wow. Long walk to the Morgan Bowl, parking a premium. Hudson hosting undefeated Marlboro. Third quarter, 34-3 Marlboro. Hudson's Dana Barry airing it out. Looking for Wes Pellerin. Pellerin going up between two defenders. Great grab, and the Hawks now threatening. Next play, Barry rolling. And Marlboro's defense doesn't want to give up a score. Mike Marini, big stick, stopping Barry short of the end zone. But next play, Hawks playing the power game. Carl Seri pounding it in for 6. It's 34-9 Marlboro. Marlboro then would answer. They got this guy, AC. It's AC Carter. Anthony to his friends. Running, cutting back. He'll cross the field. He'll go 65 yards for the touchdown with the PAT. It's 41-9 Marlboro. That is your final. AC posing for pictures afterwards because he is the game's MVP. Marlboro still undefeated.
This is a prestigious trophy, you know. Not many people get this chance to win it. Tradition here. I'm just glad I came away with it. I worked hard. We prepared real hard for this team. We know what we had to do. It was Hudson. Came out flying, did what we had to do, stopped them, and played our game.
Hudson is Hudson. I mean, we just came fired up, ready to win, and we gave it all, everything. For the seniors, we hung together and fought.
All right, last night, North and South. First quarter, no score. Dennis Okieri, nice run for the Colonels, but the North defense coming up with a good hit, the Malachi Crunch, poking the ball loose. They recover, take over at the South 28. A few plays later, Humphrey Souza. Humphrey Souza taking it down inside the 5. Next play, Souza getting into the land of 6. Polar Bears are up 8-0 after the 2-point conversion. Next South possession, 4th and 4. Joe Brigham to Steven Johnson. And Johnson getting the first down and moving the chain. Same drive, second quarter. Brigham up top, the Donnie Iha bomb in the end zone. Touchdown. 1 point game, 8-7 now. North answering. The Sousa phone is playing. Humphrey Sousa right into your living room for a first down. A few plays later, music to North's ears. Sousa, 50 yards down touchdown alley. Humphrey Sousa playing a huge game last night, 14-7 North. But South coming back. Another fourth down. They go for it. Dennis Okieri battling for the first down. A few plays later, yet another fourth down conversion. Brigham takes it himself. Brigham stretching for the goal line, and he gets in for the touchdown to tie it up at 14. From there on out, it is all North. North wins 42-20 is your final. And I look at that Holy Name and Wachusett game to kind of take it back a little bit. That, to me, was the hardest hitting game I have seen this season. Both teams punishing each other, and they got to strap it up and play again on Tuesday. It's going to be tough for both teams physically, I think, and emotionally to get back up on Tuesday because they were clubbing each other, Fritz and LeBlanc.
Yeah, you know, I look at Milford and Shrewsbury coming out with the victory, getting themselves into the playoffs in a must-win situation. That's a big win for the seniors on their home field. Nate Theodos and company should hold their heads high tonight, and they get to play more football, extra football. And you know what? Heartbreak for St. Peter Marian. They played a very tough first half against St. John's. They were in this game. They don't make the playoffs, it looks like, and they finished with a great record. And you know what? Goose, Eddie, and Onassis and all the North High guys, all the alums, they're excited about that win last night, too.
Sean Mulcahy looking like the coach from Rudolph Lorendo's reindeer with that nondescript maroon hat. That's Steve Bicciali's description. But the Highlanders get a big win, and they do indeed keep the Ryder Cup. Plenty more to come on the Thanksgiving Day Frenzy. Stay with us.
Bison Pride is the feeling that you get when you're with all of your Nichols friends and you're rooting for your team and your school and your community.
Even though we are a smaller school, you feel the big school vibe here.
Local news from Central Massachusetts for Central Massachusetts.
High levels of PCB were found in tests around windows and doors. A Holden barn is severely damaged after a fire rips through the structure.
And an in-depth local forecast.
I never had a face for television.
I'm a little jealous of the kids that have this ability to go away to college. Spring break! That was a coffee break for me and a cigarette.
I get up early every morning with one thing in mind. I want my audience to be informed, engaged, and entertained.
I'm Lisa Condit from the Hanover Theatre. Join me every Thursday during Worcester News Tonight at 10 p.m. for the Hanover Theatre This Week.
Join me on the Hank Stoltz Experience. People are always asking me, what is the experience? Well, that's the beauty of it. It's everything that has to do with Central Massachusetts.
Welcome to Chamber Exchange, a TV show. My name is Tim Murray, President and CEO of the Worcester Regional Chamber of Commerce.
Welcome to the Mayor's Forum. I'm Mayor Joe Petty.
Welcome to Central Mass Chronicles. My name is Alan Fletcher. I am your host.
Hello and welcome, WooTube viewers. Thank you for joining us for another episode.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Holy Cross Women's Basketball Show. I'm Kevin Shea, alongside the head coach of the Holy Cross Crusaders, Bill Gibbons. Up next on the Friday Night Football Frenzy. First quarter, Wachusett Sam Brewer with a big run.
Shot, score! Oh, look at that score! And the Railers get back-to-back goals.
The Pod Sox are going to win it.
This is America. Freedom of speech, freedom of the press. That doesn't mean you have to give up your brain. You are not too busy to vote. You are not too busy to know how you should vote. You're not too busy to reject the media and make your own mind up. God gave you the brain that sits in your head, use it. And he also gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth. The reason for that is so you'll hear before you speak. God's pretty smart. 2 ears, 1 mouth. Otherwise you would have had 2 mouths and 1 ear.
Coming up on the Thanksgiving Day Football Frenzy, city rivals square off at the General's Den as Burncoat faces Doherty. It's a South County battle as Shepherd Hill visits Tantascwa. Blackstone Valley rivals face off as Millbury takes on Grafton. And it's one of the state's oldest rivalries when Southbridge visits Bartlett. The Frenzy on Charter TV3. The Frenzy is presented by the law offices of Joseph J. Cariglia and Bay State Savings Bank.
Bison Pride is the feeling that you get when you're with all of your Nichols friends and you're rooting for your team and your school and your community.
Even though we are a smaller school, you feel the big school vibe here.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Well, we got Maynard starting it off this block. Always a tough team. Maynard.
Taking on Clinton. And of course, the Gales having a great season, and they are playoff bound. They'll be in one of those top positions in Division III. Let's go to the pregame speech of the Clinton Gales head man, Paul Constantino.
You've worked too hard all year long. The 4-minute drills, every other drills, the bags, the sled, everything else. Yeah, there's more coming. That's in the future. That's next week. That doesn't matter. Our moment is now. We've talked about our moment. The seniors, their moment is now. Your moment is now. Let's make the most of it. Make the most of it. Let's get them up. Let's go.
Paul Constantino, what a fantastic job him and his staff have done again this year. Gales in the first quarter moving. Philip Nobrega, hard running. Nobrega's got a first down in Maynard territory. A couple plays later, Joe Rice threw a big hole. Oh, the Clinton Gales are out and blocking. 30 yards to the house, 6-0. Clinton, the PAT was blocked. Second quarter, and the Gales looking to move again. Brendan Cutler running. He gets popped by Brad Pettis from Maynard. Ball's loose, but Connor McLaughlin recovers for Clinton. Big play because it keeps the drive alive. 4th and goal. On the same drive, and they would score, would Clinton. Now we take you ahead. Maynard on a fake punt. Jason Silva to Steve Davis. That was on 4th and long. Cam Lucci tracked them down short of a first down. Clinton goes on to victory, 27-8.
Maynard, always the house of horrors, still to this day. Gardner and Oakmont. Right into it, third quarter, 16-0 Oakmont. Eric Howlett with the carry. Fumbled, recovered by Gardner. Rick Camargo, and he's fired up. Gardner taking over in Oakmont territory. Jamison Kraft, well-versed at his craft. Kraft taking some punishment, staying on his feet, loses his helmet, but still driving forward. That is a tough kid. 2 plays later, 4th and 2, Kraft, the Chair City Charger, stretching. Not ruled a touchdown, though.
You know, Steve Dublinski played a few years without a helmet. That could be a problem.
That has affected him, and anyone that knows him knows what I'm talking about. Next play, Wildcats plow in to get on the board, so it's 16-6. Now, Curcio, takes a huge hit from Tevin Mita, stays on his feet, gets in for the 2-point conversion. A lot of big hits in this game. Next Spartan possession, Luke Bakanowski going for the bomb. But Andy Doran is there. Doran picks it off. Bakanowski wants it back. Curcio throwing. And now it's Luke Bakanowski picking it off. Oakmont runs out the clock. They go on to win 16-8.
That's not gonna happen. These guys are gonna bring it, they're gonna bring it, they're gonna bring it, they're gonna smash in the mouth. No way, not us. We're way too strong up front. We're way too strong. Let's get it done. Let's have a day. Thanksgiving, last one. Let's go, seniors. Let's go. Line on 3. 1, 2, 3, line.
Groton Dunstable and Tingsboro. This is in Tingsboro. Opening kickoff. Chuck Keenan on the reverse from Zach Foley, and Keenan is out to the Groton Dunstable 48-yard line. Good opening setup for the Tigers. That's what they call Tingsboro in the DCL, the proud DCL. Yeah. Later in the drive, Ben Durand looking to throw. Picked off by Riley Baxter. However, there was a roughing the passer penalty, so Tingsboro would get the ball back. But a nice play by Baxter nonetheless. A few plays later, Durand kicking a 23-yard field goal, 3-0 Tingsboro. Groton would answer. Dan Ipe. He's got his road jersey. That's just fine. Number 5, 45 yards to pay dirt. 7-3 Groton Dunstable. And Ipe's had a big year. First play Second quarter, we show you this punt because of the big hit. Riley Baxter, doing his job on special teams. Then the Crusaders force a turnover, sets up Groton with first down in Tingsboro territory. It leads to a Brad Pransky 20-yard field goal. 10-3 Crusaders at that point. Tingsboro goes on to win 25-24 in overtime.
It is who wants it the most. And you can't fake it. You can't fake it. It comes from right here. It comes from right here. And if you don't have that, then this is the wrong sport. And I'm going to tell you something. I coached a lot of football teams. And there's a ton of heart in here. And heart is what wins the big ones. This is going to be a war. This is going to be a war.
All right, Murdoch and Narragansett. Narragansett won by a point last year. They are ready for part two. First drive of the game, Keith Eaton. 25 tough yards for a first down. A few plays later, Gansett stuffing the turkey for 6. And they take the lead early. Next drive, 1st and 10 at the 25. Steven Sierra Mataro throwing. Diving catch by Pat Doyle for the first down. A few plays later, Nate Batalis punches through for the Templeton touchdown, 14-0 Warriors. Next Narragansett drive, Sierra Mataro looking, throwing into double coverage. Jason Govia going up and getting it. 21-yard gain. 3 plays later, we're counting. Sierra Mataro in the air again. Lands the Mayflower onto Plymouth Rock, into the hands of Ryan Laraba. Plymouth Rock make it 22-0 after the 2-point conversion. 35-0, Gansett wins.
Air and Littleton. Littleton welcoming Air, and you know they're up big in the second half. The opening kickoff of the second half is what we're about to show you. Why? Air kicking. John Williamson going to recover and take it for Littleton, and Williamson finding his blocks, has the wall, and he's gone. Off to the races.
Faster than Charlie White ever was when he was at Littleton.
Charlie White's still big, we hear. 41-6, Littleton in command. Air finding the end zone as well in their next possession. Sylvester Marshall. Sylvester, 75 yards for the touchdown down the sideline. That made it 41-12 in favor of Littleton.
The Marshall laying down the law.
And Air would go for 2. Somebody get some oxygen.
Marshall Dillon of Gunsmoke.
Kyle Chirico on the carry, gets into the end zone, 41-14, but Littleton winning this one, 41-22. Your final.
Your time to make a career day. This is your time to shine. Younger guys, you support these guys with 100% effort. Do everything we've taught you throughout the week. Do everything that you've been taught to every single day, and bring it all into Thanksgiving morning 2009 right now, okay? Are you guys ready to work? Yes, are you ready? Yes, are you ready? Yes, who are we? Who are we? Who are we? Bring it down, bring it down, bring it down. 1, 2, 3. Let's go.
Dave Tingloff firing up West Boylston, taking on Quabbin. First quarter, Dave Polnaro hands it off to Colby Bostic. Bostic gets a great block from Josh Iguanagou. Oh yeah, there's another one. Same drive, 4th down. Polnaro rolling out, getting absolutely destroyed. Quabbin would take over deep in their own territory. Next play.
Ouch.
Kenny Goodnow in the shotgun.
We held that for effect.
Pause for dramatics. And he goes down. Bostic getting the revenge, sacking Goodnow for the loss.
Grandfather, great athlete.
Quabbin would be forced to punt. Late in the second quarter, now it's Quabbin ball. Goodnow dropping back, trying to find a receiver. Takes it himself, coming up with a big first down. And Quabbin is now threatening. And they're going to go to the air. Goodnow looking and hooking up with Jory Quaglia. It's another big first down. A couple plays later, Goodnow diving into the end zone, getting the touchdown, but West Boylston would come back and win it. 7-6 is your final.
Big win for the Lions. Like the WB on the helmet. Monty Tech last night with Nashoba Tech. George Hutchinson, former St. Peter Marian coach over there, offensive coordinator, and helping things like Jeff Degnan on the long run here for Monty Tech in the first quarter. And Monty Tech beginning to run. It's Evan Martin. Martin to the outside, patiently behind his blocks, then getting physical up on the sidelines, inside to the 2-yard line. Second quarter, same drive. Ethan Feifel, quarterback sneak for the touchdown, 7-0. Monty Tech. Yep, it's a touchdown. Take our word for it. Bulldogs defense. Alex Valley coming up with a big stick from the linebacker position. And Monty Tech coming back on offense. Evan Martin with a carry. Bryant Cooper forcing the fumble for Nashoba Valley Tech. Nick Connor recovers for the Vikings. And the Vikings, they will go to work on the offensive end. Off the turnover. Little chicanery, halfback pass. Kevin Kelleher hauling it in for the touchdown. We're tied at 7. This one goes to overtime. Nashoba Tech winning 20-14.
All right, we'll take you back to the top in the Clinton-Maynard game. And, you got to take your hat off to the Clinton coaching staff. Paul Constantino, Justin Ball, Tony Gannon. They have done a great job with the Gales this year. And more importantly, the players have done a great job because the juniors and seniors played when they were freshmen and sophomores on the varsity. Played maybe a little bit before they were ready to play as varsity players. They took their lumps. They didn't get down. They didn't hang their heads. They came back, worked hard in the weight room, did all the things they have to do in the offseason to be successful in the season, and they've done it. And Clinton's having a great year, and they'll continue in the playoffs.
Yeah, and I look at the young West Boylston Lions, the team last year, filled with studs. They all graduate. The Lions have been up and down this year. They've battled every single week. And they go home smiling tonight with a win on Thanksgiving Day, and that's a win that Colby Ballstick and other guys can build off of going into next year. Dave Tingloff has that program going in the right direction as always. And West Boylston, very small school, will be heard from again.
And I think of the team, too, Groton Dunstable, just their second year as a program. But what a great job Derek Asadorian has done with the Crusaders. They lose in overtime today. It's a heartbreaker on Thanksgiving to lose, but they have laid the foundation. And right now, Groton Dunstable is a team that people look at on the schedule and say, you know what, we're in for a tough game. That's a game we're going to have to play our A game if we can expect to win. And Groton Dunstable moving on to the playoffs, so they're still going to be playing some football.
Yeah, it turned a corner against Assabet Valley, playing some more physical football. Groton Dunstable, they are going to be angry going into the playoffs. You know what? Seedings aside, they are going to want to win out. This is going to be a very hungry Groton Dunstable team, we would think, in the playoffs. Ryan Romick, Dan Ipe, Shane Penny and company will be ready to go.
Still one of the games of the day to come. Bartlett and Southbridge, 2 overtimes. You don't want to miss this one.
Bison Pride is the feeling that you get when you're with all of your Nichols friends and you're rooting for your team and your school and your community.
Even though we are a smaller school, you feel the big school vibe here.
Local news from Central Massachusetts for Central Massachusetts.
High levels of PCB were found in tests around windows and doors. A Holden barn is severely damaged after a fire rips through the structure.
And an in-depth local forecast.
I never had a face for television.
I'm a little jealous of the kids that have this ability to go away to college. Spring break! That was a coffee break for me and a cigarette.
I get up early every morning with one thing in mind. I want my audience to be informed, engaged, and entertained.
I'm Lisa Condit from the Hanover Theater. Join me every Thursday during Worcester News Tonight at 10 p.m. for the Hanover Theater This Week.
Join me on the Hank Stoltz Experience. People are always asking me, what is the experience? Well, that's the beauty of it. It's everything that has to do with Central Massachusetts.
Welcome to Chamber Exchange, a TV show. My name is Tim Murray, President and CEO of the Worcester Regional Chamber of Commerce.
Welcome to the Mayor's Forum. I'm Mayor Joe Petty.
Welcome to Central Mass Chronicles. My name is Alan Fletcher. I am your host.
Hello and welcome, WooTube viewers. Thank you for joining us for another episode.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Holy Cross Women's Basketball Show. I'm Kevin Shea, alongside the head coach of the Holy Cross Crusaders, Bill Gibbons.
Up next on the Friday Night Football Frenzy. First quarter, Wachusett Sam Brewer with a big run.
Shot, score! Oh, look at that score! And the Railers get back-to-back goals.
The Pod Sox are going to win it.
This is America. Freedom of speech. Freedom of the press. That doesn't mean you have to give up your brain. You are not too busy to vote. You are not too busy to know how you should vote. You're not too busy to reject the media and make your own mind up. God gave you the brain that sits in your head. Use it. And he also gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth. The reason for that is so you'll hear before you speak. God's pretty smart. 2 ears, 1 mouth. Otherwise, you would have had 2 mouths and 1 ear.
Coming up on the Thanksgiving Day football frenzy, city rivals square off at the General's Den as Burncoat faces Doherty. It's a South County battle as Shepherd Hill visits Tantascwa. Blackstone Valley rivals face off as Millbury takes on Grafton. And it's one of the state's oldest rivalries when Southbridge visits Bartlett. The Frenzy on Charter TV3. The Frenzy is presented by the law offices of Joseph J. Cariglia and Bay State Savings Bank.
Bison Pride is the feeling that you get when you're with all of your Nichols friends and you're rooting for your team and your school and your community.
Even though we are a smaller school, you feel the big school vibe here.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Now it's Division II, and some great rivalries in Division II, some great histories in these matchups.
Yeah, Battle of Breezy Bend, Leicester and David Prouty. And you know what? David Prouty, 10-0 coming into this game. Never had a 10-win season, so by definition, they've never had an 11-0 season. Right now, playoffs are in the back burner. Andrew Tuccio wanting his team to be focused on Thanksgiving Day. So let's hear what the coach, formerly known as Man Genius, had to say pregame.
Some of you, the Martins and the Ricards, this is the last Thanksgiving you will ever play next to your brother. For the rest of your lives, you will say, who was the better brother on that day? Who played harder that day? Who was the better guy? Who was the better Ricard? Who hit harder? Who played harder? It is your season. You started with perfect season. You will end with the perfect season. It's a rock fight out there. You bring the rock, don't knock him out.
Tucci actually had rock.
Oh,
Happy Thanksgiving to you folks at Prouty as well. Tucci had rocks for the rock fight in the locker room. First quarter, opening with Leicester. Christian Roderick out to Tim O'Leary. O'Leary converting a 3rd and long, 18 yards, first down Leicester. However, the drive would stall. 2 plays later, Roderick loses the exchange, and here come the Panthers. After the recovery, it's Zach Grassis, and he's sweeping. Who is the better Grassis? He's the leading rusher in all the land. And he picks up a first down. Then later, wedge. Up the middle, Brandon Como, fullback. Right through the center of the defense. 21-yard touchdown run, 6-0. Prouty. Leicester would respond. Roderick, shovel pass to Nick Kenaway of the running Kenaways. 43 yards, catch and run. Leicester is on top, 7-6, second quarter. Christian Ricard returning the Leicester punt. Who will be the better Ricard? He gets a Titanic block to clear the way. Goes 67 yards for the score. Just trust us, he's in. 12-7. Prouty. Finally, 2 minutes before halftime, 4th and a foot. Zach Grassis, he gets the foot and 49 and a half other feet. Yards, rather. 49 yards, another bunch. 50 yards on the touchdown, 24 carries, 240 yards. Happy Thanksgiving to the drum dude, and Prouty wins 33-7.
Kind of the way we do it before the show here.
Was that a Jeff Cormier pregame speech?
Auburn and Oxford.
No.
First quarter, no score. Brian Desimone taking the handoff. Andrew Gray on the tackle, but not after Desimone picks up 21 yards and a first down. 2 plays later, Desimone again. Desimone gets a great hole, cuts it to the outside, 29 yards to the land of 6. 6-0. Rockets, and Desimone's just getting warmed up. First Oxford drive. Nick Tessier taking the handoff. Anthony Mandela lowering the shoulder, knocking Tessier to the turf. Auburn's defense hitting hard all morning.
It's your boy Tremblay, too.
Next Rocket possession, Tiz always sticking his nose in there. From their own 9, Desimone breaking a tackle, and he is gone. 91 yards on the run for Brian Desimone, who heals better than Evel Knievel. It is 12-0 Auburn. Ensuing kickoff. Lewis off the bounce, trying to break a tackle. Ball comes loose, and the missing Flink. Doug Flink recovers for the Rockets. 5 plays later.
Special teams coaching.
It is Desimone again for the score. Desimone was on fire! Desimone, 183 yards, 4 touchdowns, and a 2-point conversion. Auburn wins 55-0. Jim Marine said I had to say it. Desimone on fire!
Southbridge hosting Bartlett, 89th Turkey Day meeting, and this a classic. Southbridge and Bartlett both playoff teams, VFW trophy, residing in Southbridge after the Pioneers win last year. Fourth quarter, 8-0 Southbridge. Donovan Byron hooking up with the great Sundara. Justin Sundara, and here comes Bartlett. He's on the loose, 77 yards for the touchdown, and it is an 8-6 game in the fourth. Important 2-point conversion. Option to Kenny Martirosian. Martirosian battling, and he gets in to tie the game at 8. Late in the fourth, Bartlett with a chance. Byron throwing. Jose Rosario stepping up for the interception. Big play because it sets up this game-winning chance. 47-yard field goal from Mike Agbertoko, converted soccer player, just short, but a great effort from 47 yards away. So we go to overtime. Bartlett on offense first. Byron to Shaheem Torres. Shaheem cutting back, and he is into the land of 6. The Indians get the 2, and it's 16-8. Southbridge trying to answer. Josh McNeil, throwback to Luis Santos. The seniors into the end zone. Look at the alums going crazy in the background. Southbridge still needing a 2 for the tie. McNeil looking, running out of room, finding Chad Lazo. We believe, jumping up, and we are tied at 16. The alums still going crazy. Next Bartlett chance. Byron to Sundara. Jose Rosario, big hit. The ball's loose. It's ruled a fumble through the end zone. A disputed call, but a good call. Watch. Look at Rosario put the hit on. The ball short of the pylon through the end zone. Southbridge recovered it anyway in the end zone. So Southbridge Pioneer defense holds. Southbridge with a chance for the win. Hashan Rosario, one play into the end zone from 10 yards out. Pioneers win 22-16. Rosario, the game's MVP.
Oh man, it feels great. I mean, we were down, we kept our composure, and we just came through with it. So I gotta say, I'm speechless. We were down, like I was saying, and we kept our composure. We stood together, and right in the huddle, I told them, this is the last drive. We're gonna score right here, and this is over. And I guess that's what happened.
The U, Uxbridge and Northbridge, the battle of the bridges. Third quarter, 20-7 Northbridge. Tyrell Damon running. Fumbles, but it goes forward. Ben Richards grabs it out of midair, and Richards runs down to the 3-yard line. Remember, the Raiders used to do this, and the NFL had to change some rules about that. And then it's Damon running in for the touchdown. I'm not saying Damon did it on purpose. It was punch-free.
Losh is a magician.
27-7 Rams. Uxbridge answering. Dan Tessier on the option. Tessier on the keeper. 70 yards to the house. Dan Tessier taking it in for the score. It's 27-14. Uxbridge answering back. Great crowd. Still third quarter. Scott Nye. Inside handoff. Nye kicking it into overdrive. Nye's got the touchdown, and then watch the celebration. Nye drilling his teammate Bill Sheehan. 27-21. The U is within 6. Fourth quarter. Casey Hippert pounding his way into the end zone. 33-21 Northbridge. The U coming back. Minute 21 left in the game. Tessier underneath to Pat McCrowan. McCrowan weaving his way through the defense. He will not be denied. McCrowan making a memory on Thanksgiving Day. It's 33-27, and that's your final. Northbridge wins 33-27.
We heard that Andy Lacombe picked Uxbridge. Now, that really disappointed us. Kevin, you're still on our side.
You know it, Coach.
Now it's on the field. I don't know what play we're going to run. Any idea, Brett Ankle?
99 Superpower, Coach.
I can't hear you.
99 Superpower, Coach.
99 Superpower. And then we'll come back and maybe run the 88 Superpower. And then what are we going to run, Brett?
99 Superpower, Coach.
And then I might run 88 Superpower. And then what are we going to run, Brett?
99 Superpower, Coach.
Whose back are we riding? Riding your back.
Riding my back, yeah.
Your back, the whole game. Understand?
Yes, Coach.
99.
We're on you, Ankle. Here we go. First quarter, Shepherd Hill, Tantasco, Brett Ankle, 99 superpower. And Ankle turning it upfield, 36 yards to touchdown town, 7-0 Rams. First Tantasco possession, and Tantasco moving the football, but big pop from Jason Manahan. Stripping the football, Riley Behringer recovers for Shepherd Hill. Tantasco moving the ball again. Next time they have it, David Dumas to Jalen Doherty. Oh, what a big hit from Josh Bro, but Doherty just hangs on, and it's just all business. Same drive, fourth down for the Warriors. Dumas throwing, but Eric Houghton knocking it down. Nice play. The Rams defense holds. Then Brett Anktil. The Rams riding the senior. Anktil to the outside has another first down for Shepherd Hill. And that would set up this. 2 plays later, the surge from 2 yards out. It's an out-and-out rugby scrum, Kev. Where's the football?
This is why you lift those weights. This is why you do the sled work.
They're in. I don't know how we're going to call this one. Let's see. Touchdown. Shepherd Hill. We're going to believe it's Josh Bro who scored it. 14-0. The Hill and the Rams go on to win 21-7.
Grafton and Millbury. We're going to pick this one up in the second quarter with an 18-13 Grafton lead. But Millbury inside the Indian 10. It's a fumble, and the king of the boards, Charles Lewis, recovers, ending the Woolly threat. Ensuing drive, Dylan Ruggieri taking the handoff up the middle. Ruggieri is gone. 27 yards for the touchdown, 26-13 Grafton. Millbury answering right back. 1 minute to go in the half. Lucas Bernard to Andrew Ekstrom. Great catch for the touchdown. It's 26-20 Grafton at the half. Opening drive of the second half. Millbury going for it on 4th and 2. Brandon Richard taking the handoff. He gets 2 yards and a whole lot more. Richard is gone. 45 yards for the touchdown. PAT's good, and the Woolies taking the lead 27-26. First play of the fourth quarter. Richard again. Untouched, 20 yards to the house. PAT makes it 34-26 Millbury. Still a one-possession game, though. Now 4 minutes to go. 4th and 3 for Grafton. On the Millbury 5. Ruggieri on the handoff. The Millbury defense is stout. They stuff the play. Grafton turning it over on downs. Millbury wins 34-26. Brandon Richard talking about the win.
We came out kind of dead, but we definitely picked it up in the second half, in the second quarter. You know, we came over with the victory. It's all that matters.
Nipmuc walking across the street to take on Blackstone Valley Tech. And let's take you inside the Valley Tech locker room and hear from assistant coach Ken Guerin.
This is a very, very special day. The football gods up in the heavens somewhere look down and they say, this male baby is made to play on Thanksgiving. Not every male baby gets that opportunity, but all you guys get that opportunity to play on Thanksgiving. You do not want to go out there and lose today. You want to leave everything out on the field. Everything. Every ounce of energy you have has got to be left out on that field today.
Sean Grady, our director-producer, one of those male babies that was selected by the hand of God to play high school football. First drive of the game. Sophomore Craig Goslin gets some blocks, and he does a lot by himself. Breaking tackles, 58 yards. Goslin going to the land of 6. Goose is just getting warmed up and is just a sophomore. 7-0 Blackstone Valley Tech. Next Beavers possession. Nipmuc's Tyler Grace. The strip sack. Adam Ferrucci recovering for the Warriors. But the Blackstone Valley Tech defense holding. They force a 4 downs and out, turning it over on downs. And the Beavers going right to work on offense. It is Goslin again. Gets some space to the outside, breaks the tackle, lowers his shoulder. Great sideline run from Goslin down at the 4-yard line. From there, it is Jimmy Bianchi. Bianchi powering his way into the end zone. He crosses the plane, 14-0 Valley Tech. And the Beavers hold again on defense. Jimmy Bianchi on the punt return, wall left. Run, Jimmy, run. He takes it deep into Nipmuc territory. Dan Avery on the quarterback sneak. In for the touchdown, 20-0 Valley Tech. Blackstone Valley Tech's the winner, 27-20.
Last night, first ever Thanksgiving Day meeting, Quabog and Ware. Second quarter, 16-0 Ware. Quarterback Chris Busick hitting Nick Foster 38 yards on the hookup. Ware, by the way, has won 8 straight coming into this game. Red hot out in Western Mass. Ware, the town that can't be licked. That's their motto. Dylan Sawabi on the touchdown. It says it, driving to Ware. It says, welcome to Ware, the town that can't be licked. 22-0 Ware at that point, going for 2. Joe Butler getting it in, 24-0 Ware.
Long winter nights in Ware.
Jake Thompson, look out, bodies flying. Thompson hitting David Morin for a first down to Quabbin. Same drive, late in the first half. Corey Lindsay looking to the end zone, looking for 8th grader Spencer Duncan. It's broken up by Ware. Quabbin, a very game team last night, very young team, but Ware and Guzik getting the victory, 38-14. Ware over Quabbin.
I look at the great rivalry of Blackstone Valley Tech and Nipmuc, the second year the two teams playing on Thanksgiving Day. I love the fact that they just walk across the street. Ken Guerin, a great pregame speech talking about the hand of God anointing young babies, young male babies to play football. I'm with you, Coach. It's fortunate. These guys are lucky to play. They're lucky to have great coaches, too. And this is a big, big win for Blackstone Valley Tech. They'll be talking about this one all year long.
He has done it again. Coach LaChapelle and the win for Northbridge. Coach, if you go to a Super Bowl, please invite me. Invite me for the hot dogs. Invite me to Coney. I didn't mean it, Coach. Northbridge with a big win on Thanksgiving Day. And you know what? Shepherd Hill did what they had to do. They got a victory. Auburn and Prouty both getting victories. Ball teams holding serve on Thanksgiving Day.
And Southbridge and Bartlett, they'll be talking about this one for years. And guess what? Those two may meet again on Tuesday in the playoffs, so they're only going to be able to talk about it for 4 or 5 days, and then it's amp it up and do it again. Here's the rest of the scores from around the area today. What's so special about Thanksgiving Day, too, is the teams that aren't going on to the playoffs, it's the last time they will all be together on the field with the helmet and shoulder pad. A lot of emotion out there today.
Yeah, and you know, even if they are going to the playoffs, last game on their home field, last game for the seniors in your locker room, getting ready to go. And you saw it in the Bartlett-Southbridge game. Fantastic finish and a hard-hitting game. Bartlett worked so hard to get back into that game, and then big plays by Southbridge.
Local sports have a unique way of bringing families together, bringing generations together, bringing neighbors together. In Central Mass, you have families that have been here for years, and you have grandparents that played at a certain high school, and they're watching their grandson or granddaughter play at their same high school. And there's something real special about that. Everyone comes out on a Friday night for football or to support the basketball team or the softball team, and everyone wants to support their team, and everyone feels whether or not they have a son or daughter playing, or even if they don't know anyone on the roster, they come out because they went to school there or they're from that town. And for us to be able to cover that is really unique, really special, and really gratifying.
We'll run into people all the time, whether they're home from college or they're visiting family and they don't live in the area anymore, or they'll say, hey, how's my team doing? How are these guys going to be this year? And so people remember where they came from. They remember their high schools. They remember their playing days. And
if you were from here, you know how unique and how special it is that you can get coverage of your high school and your college.
We have a bond with the community. They appreciate us. We appreciate them. To hear people cheer for you when you show up, because you're just there covering the game. We're not the game, but it's cool.
I've had people tell me that we brought high school sports to a whole new level in Central Mass because of the way we cover high school sports and cover them like they're professional athletes.
Facebook wants to know what you've got in the bank. Hello?
Anybody? He might as well have the bandana around his face and be running around with the Antifa folks. I have my own personal boycotts. You can't do socialism unless you have a host to be able to feed off of, like a tick. I crush it like Quint every once in a while. You're listening to the Jim Polito Show, your safe space.
You can't get Worcester weather from a Boston TV station. The sun could be shining in downtown Boston, but the weather could be very different here in Worcester. People tell me all the time how much they count on our weather forecast, and we know how important that is to our Worcester News Tonight viewers. Each weekday, we'll give you your weather, your 10-day forecast for right here in Worcester, only on Worcester News Tonight.
Worcester's only local forecast, weeknights on Worcester News Tonight.
Coming up on the Thanksgiving Day football frenzy, city rivals square off at the General's Den as Burncoat faces Doherty. It's a South County battle as Shepherd Hill visits Tantascwa. Blackstone Valley rivals face off as Millbury takes on Grafton. And it's one of the state's oldest rivalries when Southbridge visits Bartlett. The Frenzy on Charter TV3. The Frenzy is presented by the law offices of Joseph J. Cariglia and Bay State Savings Bank.
Man of the Match is brought to you by Interstate Batteries, Route 20 in Auburn.
All right, Man of the Match time. We're going to give out 2 Men of the Match awards today. It's Thanksgiving. We're in the spirit of giving. Jose Rosario from Southbridge gets my first Man of the Match award. Jose Rosario had an interception. He had that great tackle on the goal line in the second overtime that gave Southbridge the chance to win that game in 2 overtimes. Jose Rosario, my first Man of the Match. My second Man of the Match goes to Will Farraco from St. John's, doing it all for the Pioneers today, catching the ball, running the ball, getting into the end zone. On defense, his nose is always around the football as well, and he's carrying on a family tradition. His father did it at Fitton Field. His uncle did it at Fitton Field. Great memories for the Farraco family today.
Men of the Match, it's like, it's an hour-long show, so we got to give out twice as many Men of the Matches. Brian Desimone from Auburn, 10 touches, 5 scores, 183 yards on 10 carries, and Desimone, he's just a game changer. Doesn't matter who Auburn is playing, Desimone can really light up the scoreboard. Matt LeBlanc is my other Man of the Match. He is the MVP for Wachusett in this Thanksgiving Day game. LeBlanc coming off an injury, courageous kid, wants to play more defense, Coach Dubzinski. Takes some hits, led the offense down the field today. Wachusett, undefeated. Matt LeBlanc, their quarterback, Man of the Match. And, Desimone is a guy who, with Grassus, maybe the two of the top runners in the area. Big time guys playing well on Thanksgiving Day.
Better late than never for Desimone. I mean, he's done this week in and week out. He's certainly been a candidate. When you look at the playoff picture right now, looking at Division I, it looks like we have Wachusett as the 1, St. John's as the 2, Marlboro as the 3, Holy Name is the 4. So that means it is Wachusett and Leominster in the first game, the 1-8 game, St. John's and Shrewsbury, Marlboro, Nashoba, Holy Name, Westborough. Unfortunately, the way things shake out, you don't get the top 4 teams playing, but we've already talked about that. Still, you have the opportunity for a Wachusett Holy Name rematch.
Yeah, and you know what? That's as hard a hitting a game as you're going to see in Central Mass. People want to see Wachusett St. John's. People want to see these types of matchups, but it'll be Holy Name likely if they hold serve. Anything can happen in the playoffs. Teams start getting rolling. Leominster gets rolling a little bit. Wachusett, they had their number earlier in the year. Leominster may have some things to play for coming in the playoffs.
We won't see Auburn and Prouty in Division II, but we will see maybe Prouty and Northbridge. I think that's going to be a good game as well.
Varying styles in that game. La Chapelle will run with receivers instead of throwing.
Well, the playoffs again Tuesday night. We will be here 10:30 to bring you your playoff frenzy. Going to be a lot of fun. Division III, Clinton and Groton Dunstable. You could see a rematch there. I think Groton Dunstable would love that rematch.
Absolutely. It's going to be fun. We're not done yet. Football in December.
Happy Thanksgiving. Welcome back. Kevin Shea and Andy Lacombe here, enjoying the Frenzy Marathon with you. And through the years, some great memories for us, covering games in all kinds of elements, cold and snow and rain, and then coming back here and having a donut eating competition.
I can't believe how big my hair was. And you're like a flutie dude. You had a flutie dude for a while. You look like a middle linebacker. But yeah, we had some great experiences on Thanksgiving Day, last-minute finishes, Ice Bowl, like snow that one year back in 2005, and games where it meant more than just Thanksgiving. It meant playoffs, possibly Super Bowl opportunities for the team that won.
I now have a tear in my eye remembering those days when Thanksgiving Day games actually determined the playoffs. That was fantastic. When teams had to win on Thanksgiving to get into the playoffs, and sometimes Fitchburg and Leominster play and then play again in the playoffs.
And your personal best for donuts on Thanksgiving Day?
8 or 9.
Enjoy.